As the first person, we have Mr. Anil from GIZ presenting information systems. Please come upstairs and introduce yourself.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I hope the tea is still continuing with you all. Very good morning again. Good afternoon.
Please use mic.
Yeah.
You can come here otherwise.
Sir, yeah, it's fine
Yeah.
if I can do it from here because my back is not so good. So, yeah, please. Is it working? Thank you. So, good afternoon. I am Anil Kumar Joshi from GIZ. I am a technical advisor for Uttarakhand for the coordinating the activities in Uttarakhand and also to advise the project in different manners. As far as my experience is concerned, I have worked from the bottom of the population, from the last man to the PMO. My interest of my future is that I would want to work in policy dimension, and I'm pursuing my PhD in policy research also. So this is a bit of me. You'll get to know more about me later because some of my colleagues has already started smiling about me. So thank you. Let's go to the presentation, which is mostly based on the digital information system in the industrial parks of the three partner states. So this is here we are. I think you must be wondering why the number 2 is there at the very beginning, though the slide is number 1. Can somebody think of it? Just wild guess, just a wild guess. Not my colleagues, they know about it actually. Yeah, John sir, आप तो
We followed your training.
yeah, exactly, sir. Yeah. So the second that is written, that is put over there, it says about the second project output, which is about the organizational structures and procedures strengthening, which is about strengthening the organizational structures. So how do we strengthen the organizational structure? So we thought of in the project, through our initial discussions, that at that point of time, because of COVID also, because of the requirement of Government of India that Digital India has to be promoted. So what kind of digital initiative is required in the industrial parks? So based digital information system for strengthening the organizational structure, at least at the level of transparency and accountability and all these things. So that's why this 2 is there. I hope it could wake you up a bit from the initial hangover of the wonderful presentations that my previous people has made. So this was about it. So these are 2 sections of my presentation. The third one is will directly come to relevance and effectiveness. These are 2 sections I have put in here. I think you can see it directly. But the point is that what is this relevance and effectiveness? I think you all know that how GIZ works. GIZ is a development corporation. We work on standards actually. Globally also we work on different standards. We work on policies. So you might be seeing this when I thought of how do I actually tell you a bit about GIZ. You might have seen this flags on. I have tagged it on. Has everybody? In the morning, Mr. John was telling me that, do you know, because it was a bit this side, so he waked me up. Webinar was already there, so he waked me up that you have to respect this. This is the cooperation between Government of India and Government of Germany. It talks about our partnership. So this is how we work in partnership with Government of India. This is one standard. The other standard is just at the back of your head. I mean, so these are the boards actually. So not the curtains. So these are the boards which are the standards for us. I think, yeah, just let me quickly tell you about the standards in the electrical appliance sector. Sir, I think you must be aware of that, the star ratings and all. So this has been what
Yeah,
brought
we are trying to understand this.
Oh, so you don't want me? Oh. Yeah, sir. I'm just coming back to that particular part also. So just quickly sum it up. So these are the boards that has come up from Germany. It's a company called Neuland. You can check over there. So this is also another standard that we have brought in terms of, how do we display our ideas and collectively. This is like collectively done. What's more important is that we have made a slide. This is a board made by all of our team. So this is a collective effort. We must clap for all our team also, that collectively they are there. So this is what the standard we bring into the country actually. So this, we talk about standards. So I'll directly come to the slides as, because there is a protocol also. I cannot keep making stories. So relevance and effectiveness. So I'll tell you about relevance and effectiveness of this particular vertical that we were. So relevance means, again, standard. It's a standard. So what do we mean by standard? So relevance means something that is the requirement of the partner, is the relevance for us. From the project side, how do we, what kind of relevance that we can make for the project. So this is the requirement from the partners. And the effectiveness means what has been achieved. For the partner side, what has been achieved. So the relevance says the project partners required to strengthen GIS-based information system by adding the environmental attributes to the existing information about industrial areas. So they require this, adding because before that they had the AutoCAD system within their land use planning and all. So, and they also required the centralized database on environmental character of industrial units, which was not centrally available to all, policy makers, decision makers, and the missing GIS information system. You cannot locate. So you are an industry. So the point is that if you are an industry, you need a plot in an industrial area. You need to see somewhere. It should be transparent actually. So you go to Haridwar, you need an east-facing plot wherein the sun, Vastu, according to Vastu, it is more correct.
Can you show the video?
Anil ji, you have 2 minutes and then we will go to the video.
Yeah, I'm summing it up in 2 minutes actually. Yeah, please excuse me.
Can you show the video?
Yeah, directly.
Please.
Directly?
Yeah.
Yeah, so these are 2 points. You can look at yourselves that the 104 industrial parks, it has been achieved. And the GIS system has been developed. I'll show you later a bit in a minute or so. We can go to the next slide actually. So there are many people who want me to continue with this. So yeah, next slide, Amit.
Sure. Amit, go to the video, please.
Yeah, so this is the impact and sustainability. And the impact is something, in a longer run that has been achieved through this activity. And the sustainability in how it is sustained within the partner premises and all. So these are 4 things that we have put in from the project perspective. Some of the training glimpses I'm going to show you. This is at Uttarakhand and also at BIADA, means Bihar Industrial Development Authority in Bihar, and similarly in Amit, next please. Yeah. Similarly in West Bengal Industrial Development Corporation in Kolkata, we had the trainings of transforming AutoCAD system to the GIS system in QGIS especially. So this is the overall, this is how it looks. You want a plot, you go, you click there and you see whether it is vacant or not. So this is how it is.
Anil ji, I'm really sorry to cut you
Yeah,
short, but the time is up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anil ji,
Please,
for
yeah.
these
A
insights.
video, a small
The
video.
participants would have an opportunity to learn more about the GIS systems during the gallery walk.
Yeah.
We would like to show you a small video to sum up what Anil ji was trying to convey.
Yeah, please. Thank you so much. Yeah. plot tracing we were talking about actually. So initially, so this is how it has been.
Who is the user department?
Yeah, Sitkul sir. Yeah, I mean the industrial development because they allocate the plots primarily.
Any access to the state pollution control boards?
Yes, of course. It's an online portal. I just showed you.
Online.
So anybody can access it. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, it is been designed with their collaboration. Yeah, so these are 29 industrial parks of Uttarakhand which has been mapped here. It also says Danke, which means in German, thank you so much. This is applause to our team actually.
Thank you so much, Anil. And I'm sure after watching all these glimpses, other state pollution control boards would also want to take up similar activity. My colleague here, Amit, would also want to raise a point.
I'd like to add one point here that earlier the GIS system was having only the infrastructure facilities database. Now we have incorporated the environmental data set also into that. So we can have a categorization of the industry and we can have what kind of water they are using, whether they are connecting to the supply system or the road bills. That kind of facility we have already incorporated that.
And sir, also to add, in the context of West Bengal, it is basically, we have actually integrated both the industry and environment department to bring in a seamless interface, wherein actually industry department, per se, Industrial Development Corporation, have the access to the environmental attributes of all the industrial plots actually operating in the industrial parks. Also, vis-a-vis the pollution control boards have the idea which of the plots are actually being operated and what is basically the categories, what is the production pattern, whether they are living or not. So it is basically making a seamless decision support system for both the organizations, which could be accessed through a maybe like in Sitkul that has been uploaded in the Sitkul website. Now this can be accessed by the pollution control board also. That is also in Bihar and West Bengal. So now all the industries are also using it.
So
So
what
and they are
kind
good.
of services you have to purchase? What kind of base maps you are using? Whether they are shared maps or they have any.
It's on a QGIS or it's open
You are
source.
using open
It's
source.
open source, yes sir. Yes, open source.
And base map is also open source.
Open source.
Yes, sir. And as and when all the industries are actually leaving or entering, so with the manual entry and maybe in going forward, we are making it automatic, so that anyone could access anytime on a real-time basis maybe. So that is the
Data is
essence.
also coming on a real-time basis.
So we have a plot level query system, customers query system, everything, and that has been put to use by all the ITC staffs, and they have been very much effective for them. That is it, sir. Thank you.
I'll have a short introduction of both my colleagues. He is Amit and he is Sabya from West Bengal, you all
Yeah.
know. And since I'm here for only last 1 year, so they were the pioneers of the particular idea. So thank you so much.
Yeah, that's
Thank
good.
you so much.
So I think we would like to hear from any Orissa, Niharji, have you anything like this in the state of Orissa?
In fact, in Orissa, we did develop some sort of similar kind of thing for the critically polluted area and mostly critically polluted area of Anil Talcher. So the scope is much smaller. I mean, the kind of scope that's been shown. So possibly, I mean, if it's possible, we can also exchange ideas what we have done, and I'm sure that because we are still developing. So.
Yeah, I was just wondering, Raghuji, I was just wondering, this kind of idea, I think it should percolate down to other SPCBs. It is just 3 SPCBs who are involved right now.
Right.
So Orissa doing something in an isolated manner, to some extent for SEBI area. So
No, that's because in the NGT, in the matter of
that also court said so.
10,
Yeah, that's
1038, they
also
have
court said so. There
uh,
can be a
asked the
national
boards.
program on
Yeah.
this.
Thank you for saying that. In fact, that was also the idea that we are doing that. So, if CPCB, for example, can take this up and give kind of a guideline saying that for all the industrial parks, let's have a system like this. The advantage is you will know exactly where your red categories and green and others are, and industrial infrastructure corporations can also check what infrastructure is in place and not in place. Like sewerage system, drainage system, treatment plants, where is the discharge going on, and there is also online monitoring system which can be linked all together. So this, I think they have done almost like 27 parks in Bihar, 50 parks in
We had it
52 parks in Bihar. So that's quite a lot of effort that went into these organizations. Now, once you put this back into decision support, it can go a long way. Like West Bengal, where Sabia was mentioning, they made it a collaborative effort. I think that goes a long way. Please, maybe if CBCB can take up.
There seems to be a multiple platforms here.
Right.
No?
Yes, sir.
And it depends on participation of state industries development corporations
Yeah.
and SPCBs.
So in these, yeah, in all the three cases, it was mainly led by industrial development corporations because they anyway have the infrastructure management function with them. And on the top of it, they are also facing NGT directives and other pollution problems. So for them, it becomes very handy to
It can be
retrieve the
successful
information.
if it is limited to industrial
Yeah.
estates in the beginning.
In the beginning.
You cannot do it for
Yeah.
isolated
Yeah.
industries.
Yeah. And moreover, it's also now become required also from central government from Gati Shakti point of view to map the industrial estates. So I think for better environmental management of our clusters, this will be a way forward, introducing GIS systems in the industrial parks.
We had already given some inputs to Sitkul for in linking this with the
Yeah,
national Gati Shakti
exactly.
plan.
So I think that will then collapse into the national master plan of Gati Shakti logistics master plan. But for our own better management of industrial parks, it's worthwhile that we introduce this and make it a collaborative effort that will be even better between SPCBs and industrial development agencies.
I just want to add, actually, the Department of Industrial Promotion has already taken up this task. They have now made it compulsory for all states to come up with GIS system. In fact, states like Telangana, Gujarat and all have already done it. We all have it already. So now we have also included environmental attributes. We are able to actually do the allotments and all the data connected with industrial plots already. It's all there.
See, yeah, there should be a common platform where for industrial, the business atmosphere for any investors, potential investors, they would like to see entire country perspective, not a
Yes.
state
So
perspective.
that's what I'm trying to tell you.
There
It's
should be
already
a common
there.
platform to
It's called
access all
India
this.
Industrial Land Bank. It's already there. It's an active portal.
No.
So anybody world over can actually access industrial parks throughout the country. I mean, wherever data has already been put in, and they can even choose
Ministry of
the plot and
Industries
all
is
that.
doing, Ministry of
Yeah,
Industries
I think we
Industrial
all are
promotion.
doing many states might be doing it in a different manner, but attributes might be different.
Yeah, that's-
Here, like you
There
focused
seems
on
to be some
industrial
work
park,
going
we
on.
focused on industrial cluster. So it is not necessarily, it's not restricted to park. So their attributes may be different from Telangana's attribute to be
That
different
seems to
from
be very
Odisha's.
clear.
Yeah.
Telangana is doing
Yeah.
differently, Odisha.
Even Gujarat is doing, and what I know is Gujarat have been doing it. I think before any of the states they started doing. So something are being done across the states, but
So many
maybe
of
in a
them.
different
Yeah.
way.
It depends upon how much services you want to give to the
Thank you,
industries actually.
Vinod Babu. Yeah, just I would like to add one thing here, which is very, very, very critical. When you are talking about the industrial estates per se, in new industrial estates, they are required to seek prior environmental clearance. The existing industrial estates, they continue to go. But when the new industrial estate, when they apply for the prior environmental clearance, there is a requirement to have the GIS based map.
Okay.
So
So there is a
this
platform
anyway they have to do it when they come for prior environmental clearance.
They do in their own application.
Yeah,
also?
in the, yeah. The,
Not in the national platform.
not within the proposed industry. Suppose if it is Telangana, or for that matter Andhra Pradesh, any industrial development corporation, if they have identified the industrial estate and that estate per se is to seek the prior environmental clearance, in the infrastructure committee they have to submit this GIS-based map. That is number one. But at the national level, when you talk about, yes, that is more important in the sense that so that the investor, he knows where to go, where not to go. So that will facilitate him. So, but in any industrial estate, new industrial estate, it is a
compulsory to
compulsory. Yeah.
So maybe CPCB could bring this up as a kind of a guideline or a direct route to the states to come out with a uniform system. And you can bring in, like you did for Prana, Clean Air Portal, all these fields. If we can create those standard fields, I think the information will become robust and useful for better management.
Yeah, this is possibility now. Sir, for Subramanian sir, you know the Parivesh 2 portal.
Yes.
If you log in without KML of boundary and GIS platform, you cannot apply.
Yeah, KML file is very,
Now
very much
compulsory.
required. Yeah. That is very, so unless the project proponent uploads the KML file, his application will not be accepted.
So we are going in the direction they need to bring it together.
Into integrated way.
For environmental perspective.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Just we
So
would
if
also
we
like to understand if the central ministry, which ministry is doing it, if the industries ministry is doing it, we have to collaborate with the ministry level also.
Yeah, that is very important. Yeah, see the KML file, why I am saying is very critical so that you get environmental attributes. See, not only the site, when you see the site, but what are the environmental, sensitive environmental.
They are asking CPCB now, we are connecting to it.
Yes, okay.
So I think
And
that's for
sir,
the future
this
also.
OCMS has to be dynamic.
Please,
you
Mike.
know, otherwise it is very difficult.
Raghu sir, Abhi kuch
No, let's take this as a suggestion for way forward. I think, Vinod Babu, what you raised the point, it's very important point for better management of our industrial zones from environmental perspective, as well as from the infrastructure perspective. This will be a good opportunity to consider to have an integrated GIS-based database with relevant attributes both for an environmental perspective as well as from the infrastructure perspective. I think let's take this as a way forward. And if CPCB can take lead on this, this will be really good.
So I think
And as you rightly said, this can be done in collaboration with an existing system which is put in place by the concerned ministry in the government of India.
yes. I think we will leverage it to our channel.
Yeah, thank you.
And sir, most importantly, just like to add one more thing that globally India can lead the idea of global ease of doing business. Not only within India, investors from abroad can directly access the services and requirements here in the industrial areas of India. So that could be one.
Sir, just I have a point to add to what sir rightly suggested, that because what actually we have faced in West Bengal, because now as we have the data OCMMS, wherein actually if we could access the NIC server, then actually if this tool could be made dynamic, so that there would not be any requirement for any staff to manually enter the data whenever any industry leaves the park or any new industry is coming out. So if we could actually connect with the OCMMS server, then automatically the data would be fed as and when any industry comes out, just comes out of the industrial park. So if it would be dynamic, that was actually the point rightly raised by WPCB also, because we actually realized that need. So that was also one of the requests.
Then NGC and
So just to add on to what the digitization strategy of CPCB, the point number 17, you are having a national directory of industries. So this is already a step already which you have got it. You can start off with it, at least you have a starting point. But you have 3 states already a GIS-based directory of industries, at least from the for the industrial estates. So
Right now we emphasize for environmental quality, so these attributes can be added slowly.
precisely. So already you have something to start off with itself, which can integrate.
so we can continue.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you everyone. That was indeed a fruitful discussion. And as a takeaway, we look forward to CPCB leading the way to making this an integrated approach on the DIS. Moving forward, one of the digital applications developed under the SEIP project is the Industrial Wastewater Technology Platform. We have with us Mr. Joshi Desai, Senior Consultant and Director Geostone, to tell us in depth about this platform and walk us through it. Mr. Desai is joining us live. Over to you, Mr. Desai.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah. Yeah, hope you can hear me. Yeah. Thank you very much and good afternoon. And my apologies for not being present due to some infections of influenza. Having said that, let's start the presentation on the one of the project which is called the Industrial Wastewater Technology Platform. Next slide, please. Yeah. Yeah, so the objective of this project was period of COVID started, but due to the continuous and sustained guidance from Mr. Raghubabu, technological interventions, some innovations, new ideas for outreaching the stakeholders, we were able to not even complete it, but we were able to even create a series of not only in India but across the world. Next slide, please. Yeah. So the focus area of the whole project was the reuse and recycle of wastewater, zero liquid discharge, wastewater conveyance systems, sludge management, sewage as well as the industrial, and the complete process, stormwater and drainage systems, and wastewater monitoring systems. Yeah, next slide, please. The methodology in a brief can be described. There were initially the identification of the stakeholders, relevant stakeholders, ranging from the government departments, the regulators, the developers, industry associations, industries, even the foreign counterparts outside India, their mapping and engagement with relevant stakeholder. And then needs gathering, what exactly they need under the view of this project and analysis of their needs. And based on their needs, develop and operate the online operational support for 3 years. Yeah. Next slide, please. Here you can see the snapshot, the logo, and also the link to visit the platform. That is www.tpin. It's a catchy, anybody wastewater treatment plant. Easy to remember. This is one of the snapshot from the platform, the online website, which has been created for this project. Next slide, please. If we have to talk about the outcomes and the results of this project, this project was able to engage with stakeholders from 18 countries during the project phase and sorry, spread it over 5 continents of the world. And this project has supported during the most difficult times we have seen in our lifetimes. If we talk to the German counterparts like German Water Partnership and German and European water cities in Germany, and the companies, individual technology companies from Germany, from Europe, and as mentioned, some other companies from 18 countries from 5 continents. Uh, this project, this platform has supported also the virtual delegations of the companies from Germany There was a delegations from German Water Partnership twice, and once there was a delegation of the German companies under the ACA or the IGCC, Indo-German Chamber of Commerce. So this platform has supported them organizing the meeting, the focus group discussions. Definitely, it was not a good time. So the visits were also virtual, and the meeting organized were also virtual. But this platform has supported German companies in many ways. This platform has also supported Indian regulators, state governments, industry associations, industries, academia, not only, as I said, in India, but also in Germany, like University of Bochum, some other universities who are doing research and working on projects in India, and also supported some of the GI projects, GIZ projects, not only India, but also in Germany. For example, one compendium was created of the German water and wastewater technologies, and this project was instrumental in supporting them to connect with the Indian stakeholder, and the credits in the credit section of that report, one can find the mention of this project for making it successful project. Next slide, please. If we have to mention some of the supported activities or interventions, there were cases of support for business to business transactions through advisory support, business to consumer, support to the government departments of India, especially the case of Bihar, applied research and marketing support for some of the companies in Germany and also some other parts from Europe, business and technology promotion, largely for some very promising technologies which have a huge scope of application in India. For example, solar-based sludge drying technologies, among others, and facilitating cooperation for inter-country associations. For example, GWP as in Germany, we have also FICCI in India. We have organized the cooperation meetings between South Africa and India and some other countries as well. Next slide, please. The way forward for this project, as we see, as I said, we had seen 2 years which were very difficult, but still the project is sustaining on its own, slowly developing, growing, being bigger. So the self-sustainable operations of the portal, that is the first goal. In order to do that, there could be strategic or tactical tie-up with institutions or organizations for the operation and maintenance, expanded outreach through the physical and virtual events for the promotion of this project and the platform, delivery of specialized services that is already started, business to business marketplace for German as well as and also European as well as the Indian companies, and business to consumer marketplace. Here we are not talking creating something like Ozone, but a very, very focused marketplace for the focused buyers and the focused sellers. Next slide, please. Here we can see some of the snapshots. This is the virtually visiting delegation and the meeting, the interactive meeting we hold. Here we can see the gentleman from the German embassy and the market opportunity in India on this theme. There were interactions and they came for this theme only. This is a snapshot of an online meeting with the government of Bihar in India for the Industrial Development Corporation Department. Next slide, please. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
just to give you a little bit of setting the context to this particular one, and maybe CPCB again can think on this. In Europe or Germany, they have started industry-led technology platforms for a variety of topics, because technology is an essential part for environmental compliance, and often you as regulatory agencies cannot promote the singular technology. So these environment technology platforms are private-led. So in this case, for example, Joshi has it's Joshi Desai, it's like an MSME which is leading this technology platform. And he's showing that now slowly it's getting sustainable and he's able to afford that. Yeah, please do consider for all the other topics, maybe clean air, maybe plastics, maybe others, we might want to bring similar technology platforms, and see, because someone has to promote it. You don't have to finance it, but you may have to promote it.
Yeah, I heard you briefing this to our chairman.
Yeah, I was explaining this, yeah.
That's true.
Also for all the other agencies,
We can
maybe,
at least this www.tp.in we may popularize among the SPCBs also to the regulators.
yeah. Also, please do consider if you are coming from the industry departments, whether you also want to start similar technology promote similar technology platforms. And as SPCBs, if you are facing specific issues, I myself have seen a lot of the time industries ask, now where do I get technology? Are there some providers? They want to know a little bit more information. I think this is a very cost-effective way to do it. And it's also an opportunity for growing the environmental market. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir. As next, one of the important gaps to fulfill in the current times is that of skilling. And in today's scenario, providing skilling solutions on a digital platform is becoming more than necessary. And in India, we have more than 190 CETPs and thousands of ETPs. And the technicians and helpers together nearly constitute 65% of the total staff of CETPs and ETPs. And we have with us today senior technical consultant from SCGJ who demonstrate the online skill development course for technicians of wastewater treatment plants as a solution for addressing the skills gap of wastewater treatment plant technicians. Mr. Satish.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'd like to thank first GIZ who have this skill development as their agenda in the project. So straight away, I'm not to the online platform. I'd like to brief first about my organization. So please. So the Skill Council for Green Job is an autonomous body set up in 2015 as a sectoral skill council. So among like us, there are 38 sectoral skill councils which is set up after 2015, and it is like in a different time zone. Then we are also an awarding body under regulator, National Council for Vocational Education and Training. So this NCVT is a regulatory body who modulate all this skill development activity, and they approve the training modules. And we have working under different schemes, like we are working in skill India mission, and then on the National Water Mission as well as the National Solar Energy Mission. We have target for 2030 as you can see these pictures. We have targeted around 7,500 trainers by 2030. So as of now, we have presence at about 500 training centers across the country. Please next. So this is the overall ecosystem, like how we are functioning. Like mission is defined by Ministry of Skill Development, then regulator is NCVT. Then under this NCVT, different awarding bodies are working. So we are one of the awarding body which is having mandate for the green job promotion in the country. And we are working with training partners. Please next. So this is the overall sectors, like we are where we are focusing on the renewable energy side. We have some qualification or training module on the solar, wind, hydro, and clean cook stroke. And on the environment side, we have qualification the waste management as well as wastewater and water management. So we on the water side, we have two verticals on the water and wastewater. So water recently we have developed on the rooftop rainwater harvesting. And on the wastewater side, we have developed this qualification as a wastewater treatment plant technician and helper. On the sustainable development part, we have some qualifications on the green hydrogen, as well as we are in the process of development of the plastic as well. So please next. This is the overall working strategy. We first identify the skill gap on the specific sector, then we do occupation mapping across the sector. Then we find the specific job role which is required in higher number on our ground. Like we did some of the experiment with the iForest in previous session, like Mr. Bhushan has explained all those things. Then we develop a specific training module, we call it qualification or qualification pack, and then through these modalities we train trainers, assessors, and we affiliate the training partners. Accordingly, we develop these modalities as per the requirement. Like we launch these training modules as per the requirement of on basis of pace and quality, like different scheme based on all these things. Training happen across the country. So this is our working strategy. On the skill gap part, we have conducted some studies with the AY and KPMG as well. On the water part, we can see we did this skill gap study in 2017. Please next. So yeah, in these studies we carried out, we understand the skill gap, value chain, and process flow. Accordingly, we identified some of the job roles. So initially we identified 5 job roles, but we prepared only 2 job roles, which is proceed further. And we conducted on these job roles, we conducted number of trainings, specifically on the common effluent part, like in Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2, we have conducted some trainings in the CTP Delhi. Across all 8 CTPs, we conducted 118 cities, and across the country we have now 817 figures. And even though this qualification has developed in support of GIZ in 2017, like you can see in the report as well. And with the support of GIZ, this online portal has developed, and this online portal is self-paced e-learning portal. Is developed on an open platform that is called EDX platform on the operation side of wastewater treatment plant. So this platform having 8 modules. 8 modules is a cumulative of combination of domain as well as employability skills, which is required, and health and safety. Obviously, every qualification, every training module, health and safety is a main part. So we included all the qualification with the health and safety part. So this is 8 module having all those components. Then we have mentor internship, whom after the completion of theoretical training through the portal, they candidate need to go for the on-the-job training at a specific wastewater treatment unit, whether it is CTP or ATP. So this is the part of overall certification process. Please next. And you know this platform having different things, like you go for gaming. All these exercises are included, so which is very interactive. So all those things can be utilized. So please next. So module 1, this is a part of first module. Like we introduce overall the treatment industry, how treatment, what are the different job opportunity in this wastewater domain. And we here we can see the occupation mapping that we are talking about. Okay, how the candidate progress from the lower level to higher level if we proceed with the basic knowledge and terminologies. So first module is the basic thing. The second module we are talking about on the source, like what are the different wastewater sources, then monitoring parameters and environmental effect on the wastewater treatment. So second module is all about these things. Then on the third module, we are talking about the components. So it is divided into different components from the primary to primary, secondary, and tertiary. So we are talking about the components. What are different components in this sector? Then please. So on the fourth part, we are talking about the wastewater treatment processes, whether it is ETP, CTP, or as per the requirement. Like if we conduct training at the CTP, we are talking about the CTPs. If we conduct training at the ATPs, we are talking about the ATPs. So this training model is specifically on the process. So on the fifth part is talking about the equipment. So at the different stages, what kind of equipments are used, like valves and aerators, all those things equipment we are talking about in this fifth module. On the sixth part, we are talking about the monitoring and maintenance parameters. Like at lower level, the logbooks are prepared by the operators or technicians. So we are talking about how to make a schedule, how to monitor all those parameters which is required in the wastewater treatment industry, like COD, BOD, or sustainable solid. All these things are about in module 6. Then in a seventh part, which is very important, like if we conducted this training in on the CDP Okla, so like most of them are known like what are the different personal protective equipment, but don't know where to use. So we are talking about not only the personal health and safety, we are talking about the occupational safety as well, and even not only the safety part, we are talking about the health as well as the environment. Things as well in conservation of those things, materials of those. So this is all about environmental health and safety. On the 8th module, obviously the candidates are lacking some of the employability skills. So we are talking about the digital literacy, money matters, all these things which is small things which are required to be with the co-workers, like time management, all these things we are talking about in module 8. So this is all about 8 module. Next. So after this completion of this training, the candidate will go for on the mentored internship, or you can say the on-the-job training on the specific plant location. We align the candidate will submit a report like I completed this training online as a theoretical part, and we wanted to proceed with the on-the-job training. So we align this with the industry and they proceed with the on-the-job training. So certification after the completion of this training, we do a small examination. You can say assessment, it's a very pictorial type of assessment, and we do certify through skill development. So in conclusion, all trainings are required at every stage. Like we have seen in the morning, like it is required, like the country skill capacity building happen at the CPCB level, so I had official and lower level as well. So this is like everything is a like I have learned, like raising a child is a journey. So it is like the online platform is also kind of raising a child. So we started with the introduction of the blended learning in a ministry as per the ministry direction, and we are experimenting with the different stakeholders. So this experiment is not done with the technician. We did experiment with the colleges, like with the university students as well, and even the trainers also utilizing these kind of content. So obviously the knowledge content point of view is very good. So that's all about my presentation. You have any questions?
So could you elaborate how GAZ collaborated with, how it is, this project has got with GAZ, or it's a collaborative project, how it is?
So this platform is
I would like to add you on that.
Use mic. Amit, use mic, please.
There is one in the back side.
In the first phase of the seed, we develop a handbook of all the specific and the course module for the physical training systems.
That is audible, but it's fine.
So during that we will only conducting the physical training system. In the second phase, we conceptualize that why can't we transform into the online, so the large number of audience participants can get trained through the system. Also, we had a COVID scenario, so that boosted up our idea, and we got to the development with our international German consultant and handed over to the SSG, and they collaborated us and adopted that course, and they are still running on that course successfully.
Is it the course content is for public domain, is available in public?
Yes, sir. This is open EDX platform, so this is open for everyone. Anyone can.
Suppose if I want to take this module to Mission Karmyogi like platform, is it possible?
Yes, sir. It's complete.
So I think, do you have any question on this? Especially Deepti, Madam Deepti.
But so then I think we need to see, because there are certain requirements of Mission Karmyogi platform. So we need to see how it can be, tailor-made to the requirements of ICOT platform. There some animated videos are required. The video length has to be maintained.
Working on this, you can tell on that.
And in fact,
Definitely that can be integrated.
yes, and in fact, I could see when I was listening to you that there are certain modules similar to that what you have mentioned here, being developed by CPCB also.
Yeah.
So
we are
most of
putting
the
that modules on Mission Karmayogi platform. If there's something is readily available, why can't we reduce our effort and use these modules on that platform?
so
if
that's
it is
why
possible?
we need to look upon this, sir.
Yeah,
That if we
please
can integrate.
collaborate on this. Please can take the contact details.
Sure.
She can take the contact details.
Sure.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And we look forward to this collaboration taking a fruitful shape. Okay, as a token of appreciation, I would request one of my GIZ colleagues to please come and hand over the beautiful plants to our speakers. I request Vishal to hand it over to Anil.
No, I have.
Vishal, please hand it over also to Mr. Sarvesh.
Good presentation, sir. Yeah, very good.
I request you to also give a token of appreciation to Vinod Babu sir.
Thank you.
I break for lunch now, and as we are running out of bit delayed, I request everybody to be back here by 2:15. See you on the other side of the break. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful moderation.